Hi, I'm Bruce Braden, editor of You Will Say I Am No Christian, the correspondence of Thomas Jefferson, John Adams on religion, morals, and values, published by Prometheus Books in 2005. Today I am going to read you a letter that Jefferson wrote to John Adams October 12, 1813. It is one of a series of letters that I've been reading and posting to give a little background as to Jefferson's ideas that led him to cut and paste his own little Jefferson Bible. And here's the letter to John Adams, October 12, 1813. It may serve to give the reader some idea of the low state of moral philosophy among the Jews in the Middle Age to add that of the 248 affirmative precepts, only 3 were considered as obligatory upon women, and that in order to obtain salvation, it was judged sufficient to fulfill any one single law in the hour of death, the observance of the rest being deemed necessary only to increase the felicity of the future life. What a wretched depravity of sentiment and manners must have prevailed before such corrupt maxims could have obtained credit. It is impossible to collect from these writings a consistent series of moral doctrine. It was the reformation of this wretched depravity of morals which Jesus undertook. In extracting the pure principles which he taught, we should have to strip off the artificial vestments in which they have been muffled by priests who have travestied them into various forms as instruments of riches and power to them. We must dismiss the Platonists and Plotinus, the Stagirites and Gamalielites, the Eclectics and Gnostics and Scholastics, their essence and emanations, their logos and demiurges, eons and demons, male and female, with a long train of etc., 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 or, shall I say at once, of nonsense. We must reduce our volume to the simple evangelist, select even from them the very words only of Jesus, paring off the amphibologisms into which they have been led by forgetting often or not understanding what had fallen from him, by giving their own misconceptions as his dicta and expressing unintelligibly for others what they had not understood themselves. There will be found remaining the most sublime and benevolent code of morals which has ever been offered to man. I have performed this operation for my own use, by cutting verse by verse out of the printed book and arranging the matter which is evidently his, and which is as easily distinguishable as diamonds in a dunghill. The result is a volume of 46 pages of pure and unsophisticated doctrines, such as were professed and acted on by the unlettered apostles, the apostolic fathers, and the Christians of the first century. Their Platonizing successors, indeed, in after times, in order to legitimate the corruptions which they had incorporated into the doctrines of Jesus, found it necessary to disavow the primitive Christians who had taken their principles from the mouth of Jesus himself, of his apostles and the fathers contemporary with them. They excommunicated their followers as heretics, branding them with the opprobrious name of Ebionites or beggars. Such a canvas is too broad for the age of 70, and especially of one whose chief occupations have been in the practical business of life. We must leave, therefore, to others younger and more learned than we are, to prepare this euthanasia for Platonic Christianity and its restoration to the primitive simplicity of its founder. I think you give a just outline of the theism of the 3 religions when you say that the principle of the Hebrew was the fear, of the Gentile the honor, and of the Christian the love of God. I hope you will continue to explore the writings of Jefferson and of John Adams, or read my book, You Will Say I'm No Christian, and I will continue to give you other letters on future postings. Thank you, and